Elvis's life. Not necessarily where it began, but who actually began that. And you know, we all think our children are special, right? And going to do great things. But you know, 30-something minutes after Elvis's brother was born, Miss Presley knew she had somebody special, and you know, she never gave up on what his dream was or what their dream was, and kept allowing him to do what really he was born to do, and that's to entertain everybody. And you know, the doctor here, a star was born, but when he died, he was a king. So we're just appreciative of, you know, what the CBB and everybody has done, putting together the birthplace and adding stories every chance they get, because you know, we take it for granted sometimes because we live in the city, but when you see tour buses and you see everybody come to the Elvis Festival and every Friday, and you realize just how special, you know, someone made the world. And you know, we obviously benefit from that, and will continue to benefit from that, hopefully for a long time. And you know, I was only alive for 7 years of Elvis's life, but you know, I remember going to the gates and hopefully seeing the car that he drove in on, and then going to Graceland afterwards to, when they opened it up. So it's truly a special time that we've had, and I know a lot of the older generation, or let me say experienced generation, knew him a little better, or knew more of him. But you know, when you look at the young kids, you're like, what are y'all doing listening to Elvis Presley? You know, why do you even know who they are? And I think, you know, as they always said, the great things and the failures that Elvis had, one thing that never failed him, that was his voice to the kids. So, and even though he was 42 years when he died, it's truly special to carry on generation to generation. So, again, thank everybody for coming, and you know, we're glad that you're here, and we're glad to continue the story of Elvis.
Great, thank you, Mayor. Robert, we'll turn it over to you for some remarks.
Okay, well, I want to thank you all for coming. Really want to thank Elvis Presley for being born on January 8th. And I hope that this marker will bring, for me, some added tourism dollars that I could desperately use to try to stay current as a business owner in downtown Tupelo, because I know you are all guilty of shopping online, and I'm not here to preach about it, but people need to start realizing that we are downtown merchants, and we need your business desperately. And if this helps bring a few more people into my shop, then I am so thrilled. I learned about Dr. Robert Hunt probably 25 years ago, well after I had already been in business, when this gal comes into my store with a book, and she says, "Did you know about Dr. Robert Hunt? His office was upstairs." And I'm like, "Well, who's that?" And she goes, "He delivered Elvis." So if anybody's interested, I have a copy of the book, and it tells about Dr. Hunt being upstairs, and his delivery at the home for Elvis Aaron and the stillborn Jesse Guerin. You know, a lot of people, when they come in here, and I'm telling them the spiel about Dr. Hunt's office upstairs, and they don't even know Elvis was a twin. So that's a great little, you know, fact. That's a great factoid that not everybody knows. Now people can know that Dr. Hunt, who was a late in life pediatrician, he delivered Elvis and Jesse Guerin, and because of Roy Turner from the birthplace, he gave me a thumb drive the other day to look, and there was a really nice picture of Dr. Hunt in there, and some ledgers stating when Dr. Hunt would have visited Elvis and Vernon and Gladys at the home when Elvis was sick. So that was kind of an interesting thing that I have to figure out a way to print to make that, you know, nice for people to see. And something else that I'm proud of, in 1970, Janelle McComb, who was Roy, Janelle and Roy, but Janelle was my mom's friend. And if y'all will look in that case over there, she gave my mother some original pictures of Elvis and Janelle and Elvis and Roy and the Colonel Tom Parker. So I have 3 pictures in there, and I just had it printed on some ceramic. Not sure what I'm gonna do with this yet. Anyway, I have them, and I know I'm gonna give. I gave one to Roy. I should give one to y'all. Here you go.
We'd love to have
So that's about all I have to say. I have a few nice personal touches, like Terry Wood's photography of Elvis at the 1956 fairgrounds, and Janelle, most all of that Elvis memorabilia up there with the exception of Terry Wood and the Elvis movie poster, Janelle gave me all that through the years. She was on my bandwagon. She loved my store, she loved me, and I definitely was the recipient of some of that love. She never made me feel bad about, shamelessly putting it up, and anyway, I think that's all. Is that good?
Yeah,
Anything
that's great.
else?
Thank you, Barbara. and
Thank
you
y'all.
for your
Thank y'all all for
We're gonna move outside and unveil the plaque, but because it's so cold, I'm gonna read to you what it says, and we'll get a quick picture, and then anybody who wants to brave the elements can. It's Dr. William Robert Hunt's office was housed on the second floor of this building at 214 West Main Street. Just before dawn, January 8th, 1935, Dr. Hunt was called to the Presley home and delivered Jesse Guerin Presley, who was stillborn, and 35 minutes later delivered Elvis Aaron Presley. Officially noted on medical record 9/20, Elvis was born about halfway through Dr. Hunt's career delivery of just over 1,800 babies. Dr. Hunt died in 1952, never knowing of Elvis's international success. So we'll move outside and unveil the marker.